Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever Magazine, and I'm here right now with Ronnie from Falling in Reverse. How's it going?
Good.
Good?
Good, yes.
Here in Orlando today?
Yeah, we're in Orlando. We're playing with Tilla. We're on a tour right now. We're a quarter of the way in. This is not what I expected. It's a lot funner than I expected. This is actually, we're having a great time. So.
Good. So speaking of this tour, it's a pretty interesting lineup. You've got Attila, Metro Station, and Assuming We Survive. So it's a diverse one, to say the least.
Yeah.
So how did this come about? Because I think a lot of people are asking questions.
Because, you know, I have a bad reputation, and Franz has a bad reputation. In some people's eyes, he does, you know, and so does Trace Cyrus. And the first band, Assuming, they're just really nice dudes. That we just brought them on, you know, but I just felt like we should name it the Supervillains Tour to kind of like throw it back in people's faces. And everyone's so nice. It's like so funny. I gotten so used to it too that you're like, oh, what a surprise! You're not an asshole like everyone thinks you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everyone's so sweet and respectful, and you know.
I could definitely vouch for everyone on this tour. All awesome people, and it's good to hear you're having a good time as well.
For sure.
And so let's talk about music a little here. Just Like You is the album that's out now, and this one's a lot more reminiscent of The Drug in Me Is You, the style at least, whereas Fashionably Late was very experimental, especially with the rap elements there. You turned into Eminem for a second, which I didn't mind, by the way.
My favorite dude. I love that dude, man.
Yes.
I love all hip hop though, but you know, he's the top of the game for me.
Yeah. So what made you kind of want to go back to your roots with this album versus Fashionably Late?
I like to make people upset. Like, I feel like they're gonna get upset no matter what. So like, I have this overwhelming feeling or like sense to overcompensate and try to like perfectionist and stuff. So if someone thinks I can't prove them wrong, I like to prove them wrong or something like that. But I just wanted to make the best rock record, and then with like a fraction of like some hip hop elements in there. But it's good to go away for a while, then come back, and so you can go away again. I feel like people they'll never expect what we're going to do next, and when they do, they're not going to be surprised as much as they were when we put out the second record, you know. But I just feel like that record as a whole, it's like a perfect timing, you know, like to put it out at that time. And it's just like a modern spin on our old stuff. So.
And so, as we're saying here, you guys really are not bound to one single genre. You've experimented with pop and hip hop and rap, etc., metal. So what have you been listening to lately? What's on your iPod that's inspiring you, aside from Eminem, as we just mentioned?
I listen to a lot of, I can't say it because then it'll give away our next record.
No. I mean, I say you can if you really want to.
Even I just said that too, so that makes it even, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We're just digging a hole here, is what I'm sensing.
Yeah, it's not what people are gonna expect at all. They're not even. No one is gonna expect it though.
Well, then let's rephrase it here. What were you listening to while we're recording Just Like You that inspired you then?
Just Like You. I've always listened to that, but like I've always listened to. I don't listen to anything in the genres that we play.
Really?
Like, I haven't listened to anything like that in years, and probably since I started. You know, I used to listen to like Atreyu, and I love Atreyu and the Used and like older stuff and Taking Back Sunny and all that stuff. But as time went on, any new stuff that comes, if it's not if it isn't exceptionally like amazing to me, then I'm not going to listen to it. And I don't mean to be like that kind of guy. I'm just kind of sick of hearing the same thing regurgitated.
Yeah.
It's what it seems like. It's like everything sounds exactly the same. So I'll just listen to rap, and then the other music that I'm listening to I can't tell you about, because then you'll start getting the direction of where we're going. So
Got you. And so the thing is, you're a band that's always evolved, always grown, and a lot has happened since The Drug in Me Is You came out in 2011. So when you look back on that album now, how has your perspective of it changed since when you first released it?
my vocals have gotten better. Like everybody does that. They'll look back on their old stuff and be like, how come I did that? Or like, it's like, it's the same thing with everyone, but
yeah.
I feel like we just progressed, and musically we've gotten a lot better, and I feel like I got a lot better at writing songs as a whole, but that's always going to be a staple of this band. And it's crazy to me because I made a record with my old band that's like a staple of that band. So it's like, so crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually a trip that I'm thinking about it right now. It's crazy. Yeah.
It is awesome.
It's cool.
And even lyrically, I feel like as a person, you've grown so much and your mentality has changed. So when you listen back to the lyrics on The Drug and Muse You,
Ooh, that was so
yeah.
angry.
Just a little.
I was just mad. Yeah, I was in prison. I was in jail for so long, and I had all my so-called friends. They just talk crap and sing my songs on stage, and I don't even care about that anymore, you know. But I was just so angry, you know. But that helped. It helped, I guess. But
Got you here now.
yeah, I'm not as angry anymore.
Good.
I'm finally writing like love songs and stuff. It's like kind of weird, you know.
I like it though. This side of Ronnie, I'm digging it. It's a new side. And another thing too is you've always been very unapologetic and very outspoken, especially on social media, which is something that makes you stand out because I think a lot of artists in the scene these days shy away from addressing any negativity directly. So what is the driving force for you that makes you want to just face it head on?
You say that in a nice way. I'll rephrase what you meant to say in my way. You meant to say that everyone, they are afraid to like ruffle any feathers or trying to get along with everyone, even though they're not going to be genuine with those people or not, but behind closed doors, they'll say how they feel. I just feel like I don't like social media anymore. Like I'll say stuff, you know, and like we all have our problems. I react negatively, you know, to sometimes, but people just will go, they're so obsessed, man. They'll just go online and they'll send me like death threats in the mail or like tell me they're coming to my house and like, but they're like, by the way, at the end of it, P.S. saw you at Soundwave, your band's the best band I saw all day, but I still want to kill you. Like, you know, but I don't know, I just can't help it. I guess it's how I was raised, you know. You know, I'm like more of a face-to-face person. That's how I was raised. I wasn't raised in the internet world, you know. But that's why it just gets it used to get under my skin. Now it's like funny when I see it. Now it's like, all right, so I'll respond, and it'll be funny. But you know, I'm just a face-to-face kind of guy, you know.
Got you there. And you guys have been extremely successful throughout your career, which has brought you a lot of really diehard fans. But there are also some people who don't fully understand Falling in Reverse, don't know what you're all about. So what do you think is the biggest misconception about the band that you'd like to clear up that you haven't already addressed?
Everything that you hear about is true, just to clear that up.
Well, there we have it.
That's it. Done.
Everything on the internet?
Yeah, you guys know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know. We just, I don't want to really say anything because I want people to keep thinking. You know.
That's the first I've heard that. Interesting.
Yeah, I want them to. The stories that I see we'll like die laughing. We'll read some of the stuff. We're like, you literally have to be kidding. I'll like tweet something like, getting the side of my head tattooed. Wish me luck, and then someone will be like, where are you getting it at? Like, I'm like, getting the side of my head tattooed. Where? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Stuff like that.
So I think we'll just keep them guessing. Everything on the internet is true until further notice.
Yep.
There we go. And your fans really do have their own perception of you based on how you portray yourself online, on social media, in your music, and just in the public eye in general. But we really don't get to know you at all outside of that. So what is your life like just in downtime when you're not on the road?
I'm in the studio all day, every day. Yeah, I don't really have time to do anything else. I'll see my daughter and I'll walk my dog or like feed my dog. But other than that, I'll be in the studio and I'll just be writing songs. I try to get as best as I can at writing music. That's why this new stuff sounds unbelievable. Yeah. It does, yeah. My label said it's the best stuff we've ever written.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I have high expectations now, so you better not let me down with that.
No way. Unbelievable.
Perfect. Yeah. And so aside from this tour you've got going on right now, what's coming up after this that fans can look forward to?
Yeah, we're doing Atreyu's jumping on this tour. Actually, it's a completely new tour. We're just not stopping. Atreyu, they're like the nicest guys in the world, and they're the only band that I've ever played with where I was like, okay, I need to be on my toes, like, because they're really good live. I'm not saying all these bands are terrible live or anything. It's just maybe they have my heart or something because I used to listen to them back in the day. But they're really good live. They let me come up and sing a song with them in Australia, and I was like, felt like I was 16 again.
Oh, that is so awesome. So it's really cool that you're getting to tour with them then.
Yeah,
All comes full
badass.
circle.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Has been so awesome. And everybody watching, make sure you grab a copy of their album Just Like You. Subscribe for more interviews, and I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
See you later.